The morning after the ball, the Bennet family eagerly discusses the night's events with their neighbours, the Lucases.
I still cannot believe how Mr. Bingley looked at you, Jane. He danced with no one half so often.
Pray do not make me out too conspicuous, Lizzie.
You were the prettiest in the room, and everyone...
He danced with you first, you know.
Charlotte Lucas, Elizabeth's best friend, remarks that although Elizabeth danced with Mr. Bingley first, he thought Jane was the prettiest girl at the ball.
Yet from the moment he saw Jane, his mind was quite fixed. I could read it in his look.
Mr. Bingley and Jane's romance develops as he and his sisters, Miss Caroline Bingley and Mrs. Louisa Hurst, Hurst is her husband's surname, begin to see the Bennets regularly, along with Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy begins to form an interest towards Elizabeth and begins to pay more and more attention to her. At a ball in the Lucases' house, Sir Lucas suggests Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy dance together, and she refuses. Surprisingly, this led to Mr. Darcy telling Caroline that he is falling for Elizabeth, and Caroline becomes jealous of this romance. During one of the visits to Netherfield, Jane gets caught in a storm and falls ill. She has to stay in the Bingley household to recover. Upon hearing this, Elizabeth walks the whole way to the estate, arriving in a muddy dress, much to the surprise of the Bingleys, Mr. and Mrs. Hurst, and Mr. Darcy.
Elizabeth. Their brother, indeed, was the only one of them whom Elizabeth could give some sympathy. His anxiety for Jane was clear, and his attentions to her most pleasing, and they stopped her from feeling so much an intruder.
As she believed she was considered by the others. She had very little notice from any but him. Caroline was only interested in Mr. Darcy, her sister just a bit less so, and as for Mr. Hurst, by whom Elizabeth sat, he was a lazy man.
He lived only to eat, drink, and play at cards. When he found she preferred a plain dish to a ragout, he had nothing to say to her.
When dinner was over, Elizabeth returned directly to Jane, and Caroline began talking badly about her as soon as she was out of the room.
Her manners were declared to be very bad indeed. A mixture of pride and lack of respect. She had no conversation, no style, no beauty. Mrs. Hurst thought the same, and added, "She has nothing, in short, to recommend her, apart from being an excellent walker."
I shall never forget her appearance this morning. She really looked almost wild. Very silly to come at all. Why must she be walking about the country because her sister had a cold? Her hair so untidy.
Her petticoat. I hope you saw her petticoat, brother. 6 inches deep in mud, I'm absolutely certain.
And the gown which had been let down to hide it not doing its job.
Your picture may be very exact, Louisa, but I did not care about any of that. I thought Miss Elizabeth Bennet looked remarkably well when she came into the room this morning. Her dirty petticoat quite escaped my notice.
You observed it, I'm sure, Mr. Darcy. I'm inclined to think you wouldn't wish your sister to make such an exhibition.
Certainly not.
To walk 3 miles, or 4 miles, or 5 miles, or whatever it is, above her ankles in dirt, and alone, quite alone. What could she mean by it? It seems to me to show a terrible sort of proud independence.
A most country town indifference to good manners.
Shows an affection for her sister that is very pleasing.
I'm afraid, Mr. Darcy, that this escapade may have affected your admiration for her fine eyes.
Not at all. They were brightened by the exercise.
I have an excessive regard for Miss Jane Bennet. She's really a very sweet girl, and I wish with all my heart she were well married.
But with such a father and mother, and such low connections, I am afraid there is no chance of it.